Hey folks, TV's Kevin Lanigan here, just jumping in to let you know what this is and what's happening. So I've been doing some traveling and attending various funerals, but I didn't want the feed to go dormant for a week, so here is a re-upload of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2020 review episode, the oft discussed on this podcast feed, Sonic the Hedgehog, very divisive film. This is the review that the crew that would become the Moviez for Babies crew did back in February 2020, and with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 coming out on Sonic Tuesday, or as I like to call it, tomorrow. It seemed like the perfect time to re-upload this. If you've never heard it, if you only joined us for Community or The Witcher or Mythic Quest or what have you, this is a great time to check this out and check out all the Moviez for Babies backlog. The Babiez will be back very soon to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But until there's two hogs, there can only be one. So enjoy, and we'll be back next week with your regularly scheduled advanced media studies about John Carpenter's The Thing, which is, let me check, one of the best movies ever made. So we'll be back then, and I'll happy listening, happy listening, enjoy, fucking better.
The throne awaits, a seer warns of a deadly fate. Give up your children, separate. Bide your time, lie in wait. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found. The children grow, learn what's right. Leaders of the freedom fight. They seek their mother, she knows they do. Is it time if she only knew? Will the prophecy come true? Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground.
I long for my children, but I have to wait. To act too soon could seal their fate.
They made a vow their mother will be found. Sonic Underground.
Welcome back to Sonic the Hedge Pod. It's me, Justin.
And it's me, Kevin. And finally, we have seen Sonic the Hedgehog, the once 2019, now 2020 film.
Yes.
A part of the grand tradition of movies that were supposed to come out one year were summarily bumped to the following year, joining the ranks of The Hunt, Wonder Woman 1984, Suicide Squad, a truly a pedigree of movies to be surrounded by.
And just like the characters in The Hunt, this movie is deplorable.
This movie is, Hilary Swank is tracking it down in the woods and trying to blow it up with landmines. This movie is Ike Barinholtz almost getting hit by a train. And of course, to join us, we have Hedgepod favorite, Puffin favorite, Podcat's favorite, Vern Tooley, the only person that could have joined us to talk about.
The only person we need to talk about this.
I'm surprised to learn I'm a favorite. That makes me happy. You guys honor me, and thank you so much. And as I was just saying off mic, really enjoy HedgePod, and it feels good to be back.
It feels good to be back on the show.
Feels good to be back, absolutely.
So, folks, 2020. How did you guys spend your Valentine's Day? This love good movie.
I will say that, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog came out. Hedgehog, not the film version of this podcast. Sonic the Hedgehog came out on Valentine's Day 2020, and I did not even float the idea to my girlfriend that we would go see this on Valentine's Day. It was a non-option to all parties involved. So my media week leading up to Sonic the Hedgehog was rather interesting. Because on Thursday I saw a preview screening of the new version of Emma, which was really good and inventive and played with a classic story in new ways. Then Valentine's night I saw F.W. Murnau's silent film Sunrise with a live orchestra. One of the most beautifully creative and inventive visual movies I've ever seen, with a live musical backing. And then I woke up early the next morn, dragged myself to Manhattan for a 12:30 screening of Sonic the Hedgehog, after which I drowned my sorrows in a Taco Bell meal, ran home, and watched Parasite for a second time.
The mini tacos are at Jack in the Box.
Yeah, we don't have Jack in the Box up here, so I ran to a Taco Bell cantina and I shoved nourishment in my face, and then I came home and I watched Parasite for a second time I needed a transfusion of cinema. I needed to pump good movie into my veins.
I need 20 cc's of art fast.
Please, I need themes. I need character arcs. Please, anything, Doc. I'm dying over here.
You guys, you brought up, I think, Justin, you brought up the mini tacos available at Jack in the Box, that are the promotional tie-in item for Sonic the Hedgehog. And
one of many.
Guys, I gotta say, what is more Sonic? What is more Sega than there being a national restaurant fast food chain that sells chili dogs that is named Sonic, but the promotional tie-in restaurant for Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, featuring a guy named Sonic who likes chili dogs, is Jack in the Box. That's the most Sega Sonic the Hedgehog thing in the history of Sega and Sonic the Hedgehog. They had it right there. And that's not been lost on me, and I just think that's that in a way is the review of the movie.
So, do we want to do a quick recap of the plot of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, Justin, you did not tell us about your theatrical experience.
I got extremely high in the parking lot. Reading the and to get in the proper mind space, I was watching dramatic readings of the Archie Sonic comics available on YouTube.
Sure. Like you do.
Like I do, because that's how I get in my Sonic headspace. And there were 3 boys' birthday parties in the theater with me. I sat down. I got there early. I sat down, and I'm just sitting, waiting for the commercials to finish. And 3 different lines of elementary school boys would loudly file in and up the stairs to sit down.
Amazing.
So it was actually pretty full.
Okay. I had a 12:30 Saturday screening, and I would say it's about half full, but I did see it with a bunch
a 10 o'clock
of
screening.
What'd you say?
I had a 10 o'clock screening, and it was almost full.
Jesus, kids get up early. Yeah, I was at 12:30. We were about half full, but I did have a healthy amount of kids. Because my buddy, Kevin, who I saw yesterday, told me that he saw it Valentine's night with a bunch of drunk adults. And they were hooting and hollering, they were clapping, applause breaks, they, like my audience of cats, they had shown up to see a bad movie and were relishing that it was a bad movie.
And here's the thing, Sonic isn't that interesting enough to do a rowdy move showing.
No, absolutely not. It is boring it is bad in all of the most boring ways. It is bad in completely uninteresting ways. But I will say right now that my 12:30 screening full of kids had no reaction to this movie. They were not
it's like
laughing.
Trying to do a rowdy screening of the Garfield movie.
Right. Or Marmaduke. It's trying to do a rowdy screening of the worst, most boring piece of shit movie. I am getting shit on social media for shitting on this movie, but having really enjoyed Cats. And people are like, how can you possibly not like this after seeing that? And I was like, okay. One of them was a glorious, magical mess. A complete disaster hoisted on its own petard. Undone and crushed by its own strange ambition. Whereas this was...
So you could love Cats, but you give me shit about liking Howard the Duck for the same reasons.
No, I just don't enjoy Howard the Duck. You have fun. You do whatever you want to do, Justin. But at least those films are bad in interesting ways. Bad because they tried things perhaps they should not have done, that God did not intend them to do. And Sonic is bad because it's every shitty kids movie you've ever seen. I say we do this movie sort of beat by beat. And then
we have to go through this as it unfolded.
Yes, because the plot is Sonic has to get to San Francisco, and Robotnik is trying to stop him.
Yes.
Whatever. And I also say that let's do something that has become customary on this show, and we will do performance reviews, character by character, as they enter the movie.
Oh, of course.
And it is a simple pass-fail system. You can give them a strong pass or a soft fail, but it is a pass-fail system.
Yeah, no, it's hot or not.
Yeah, exactly. This film, of course, directed by the great Jeff Fowler, who we litigated on our last episode as having done very little with a soft animation background, which is a bad fit for this movie. He does not have a special effects background. He has an animation background, which this movie is not.
Animation background.
Yeah, which this movie is not. It is not a cartoon-esque film. That's one of its failings, is that it's very static and rooted in reality.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a better Sonic film than...
Yes!
or Hotel Transylvania is a better Sonic film than this is.
Right, and both of those films are fully immersed in their own worlds. You know, when you go see Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, it's Flint Woodlock or whatever his name is, and it's its own universe of characters. Hotel Transylvania, even more so, is that it is fully of a piece with itself, and all of the characters exist in the same movie. Whereas this has the non-premise of plucking Sonic the Hedgehog and putting him on Earth, which is not a premise. You know, they keep trying this same movie over and over. The Smurfs, Hop, and it's like, what if this character came to the real world?
The Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Yes, but that is not a premise. These characters are not fish out of water. The best version of this plot is Enchanted with Amy Adams, but that movie has a premise. What if the Disney princess, who only understood Disney princess rules, came to New York? And it fully executes that premise. Sonic coming to... Sonic does not have the stuff you would need for... He doesn't see a donut and go, oh, a ring! And try and, pick it up and...
Yeah, he is in full understanding of this world.
But
he's been living it for 10 years!
He's been living in it his entire life, but also the rules of what Sonic knows and what he does not know are very inconsistent.
He has lived in this town for 10 years, and he never once overheard James Marsden's character's name.
It's absurd. He can quote the movie Speed. He knows what a donut is, but after
He knows
stalking
who
James
Obi-Wan Kenobi is.
he knows the funny floss dance from Fortnite, but he never once picked up on James Marsden's name. He knows Crazy Carl's name, but he never picked up on James Marsden or his wife's name?
And he knows what a pretzel is. That bothers me.
Yes.
On a weirdly deep level.
It's so strange. You know, they give him this stupid bucket list concept. Like, he knows all the rules of
Sonic is
softball.
aware of his own mortality.
Yes, but after, of course, the demise of Longclaw, the owl, in the cold open of the Sonic the Hedgehog film, the horrible murder.
We got another old owl. We are 2 for 2 in Sonic movies featuring old owls.
Hey guys.
Hey, Vern.
He's just like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. My first attempt was not good, and I had to go back to the editing booth and fix things. But I'm back now. Sorry about that, y'all.
He's back. That's okay. We Justin and
So,
I
we
yelled
pretty
at
much-
each other enough.
Yeah. Well, no, we're pretty much at like the start of the movie now.
Yes.
Yeah. So you would like me to?
Yeah, so let's go through the movie beat by beat, sort of major plot point by major plot point, and along the way we will do performance reviews as each character becomes relevant to our tale.
Good or bad, that's how we'll rank it.
Yes, it is. It is a pass-fail system,
Yes.
and you can explain yourself, but it is a pass-fail system. Vern, would you like to walk us through the cold open of the Sonic the Hedgehog film?
Yeah.
Which cold open? There's 2.
Oh, yes, that's true. Well, of course, let's skip the bet you're wondering how I got here.
Because that's how this movie
Oh,
starts.
yes, I forgot about that. Yes, they do.
A completely unironic bet you're wondering how I got in this situation.
They try to do a clever wraparound thing. There's that, but I guess this movie starts in earnest with baby Sonic running through a forest. I'm assuming that's Mobiez that he's running through.
It's the Green Hill Zone.
It's a Green Hill Zone. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's got the loop-de-loops. It's got all the critters.
Yes, because the only piece of music from a Sonic game they play is the Green Hill music in this movie.
The rest of it is bad SoundCloud rap.
The Green Hill Zone has kind of become Sonic's theme song, which is weird. But anyway, but I guess at the same time, first level of Super Mario Brothers has become Super Mario's theme song. But anyway, there's baby Sonic, and he's running through Green Hill Zone, and Sonic goes to his parent. And naturally, you would think it would be a hedgehog, but it's not. It's an owl.
No.
According to the Sega lore Bible, Sonic is not allowed to have birth parents or birth family.
Of course. And who are we to question the word of the god? Who are we to question the word
Sega Japan.
of Sega Japan? So Sonic runs to his mother, Legends of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
A DVD copy of Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Yes, and Ga'Hoole's. This one's called Longclaw.
Sonic character favorite, Longclaw.
Yes, I was very surprised whenever I saw the owl because I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to get the owl from the OVA? Is that Dad? But that never happened.
Unfortunately not.
Also, Longclaw just looks like an owl, like a normal owl.
Just a straight up owl.
Yeah, I remember hearing, I think it was in an Archie comic, where Sonic was brown. He was a normal looking hedgehog, but he ran so fast that he broke the sound barrier, and that's when he turned blue. So I was surprised to see that he was just like already like he's just baby Sonic. He's just, that's how he is. He's from the get go. So like, Longclaw's telling Baby Sonic like, "Hey, don't run so fast. It's gonna be bad." And immediately, a tribe of Knuckles arrives, dressed like the Na'vi in Avatar, and they spear Longclaw and kill Longclaw. So immediately, it's almost the perfect ending, perfect beginning for a Sonic movie. Immediately, we have like lore, we have a parent dying, like the only way it would have been like better is if like instead of an owl getting speared, it was like the president's daughter. But
major problem of the movie: no president,
which is
no
great.
No president. Several generals, no president.
Several generals, several police, but no president. Before in Longclaw's dying breaths, Longclaw explains the rings, and these rings take on the quality that they did in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Whenever you receive 50 rings and you reach the checkpoint where you can jump through a giant ring and go to a special landing for a Chaos Emerald, these rings take on the same quality. You can say where you're thinking, and you can travel through the ring, and then you can end up in that world. And if I recall correctly, when Sonic runs through the ring, he doesn't immediately go to Earth. He goes to some place. Like, by the time he gets to Earth, he's been to 3 or 4 other different places, if that's correct.
Yes, that does seem to be from his little like map of crossed out worlds that he's been to and apparently been almost murdered on. He then finally escapes to Earth, where he remains for about 10 years.
Yes.
Now I will say, and this will be one of you'll hear me say like 3 positive things about this movie. One of them would be the only good bit of character design in the entire film are these like tribes of Knuckles. I think they look cool. You don't see a lot of them, but they are they're well designed. They look like Sonic characters. It is a good translation of the series' visual style onto these little dudes. And I liked them. I was thinking maybe they would, I don't know, come back. They seem very important to the backstory of Sonic. Maybe, Robotnik would, like, take them and turn them into robots or something. No, sir. No. Dropped plot thread. We never speak of Longclaw ever again.
That's for the next movie, baby.
That's probably what it is. There's 2 things that I thought sure were going to happen in this movie based on what I'd seen in the movie, and that didn't happen. And the tribe of Knuckles arriving is one of those 2 things.
The tribe of Knuckles or the triumphant survival of Longclaw. Yeah. But no, she was brutally murdered, and that's the end of that. It's over. Now, before we move on, the first performance review, Donna J. Folks as Longclaw. Pass, fail.
Strong pass.
You love the performance of Longclaw.
I believe that she was hurried and not given a lot of time to say what she needed to say.
As if Donna J. Folks herself was shoved forcibly into a voice booth and then pulled back out with a long cane.
Yes.
Or a long claw.
Disgusting.
I don't want to say pass or fail, but it's like they got I don't want to say even a bonus point or extra credit, right? Like, they got the answer. They answered a question that wasn't on the test, and they answered it correctly. They wrote their own question and then answered that correctly on the test, but, like, it's outside of the grading rubric as far as Longclaw goes. Like, she did fine, but, like, what does this owl have? Like, what? Why? Like, we don't care. Like, we don't. She did fine.
Yeah.
But that's like saying, man, I think I really enjoy this Super Mario Brothers video game. Also, Bubsy's a fine voice actor. Like, it's outside of the realm that we're dealing with.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
I will say fail. I think this character needed to be full on bubbly, motherly, but no, I think that's a fail on Donna J. Falk's. Maybe not through any fault of her own, but a fail all the same. We also in this sequence get the standard movie opening voiceover. He's like, "I'm Sonic. I live in a big green world. I run very fast, and I don't like school." My issue with this voiceover is that it sucks and it adds nothing. It's not good character voiceover. It's exposition that we did not need. It's bad, and it should be taken out of the movie. It also only happens 2 times in the entire course of the film. It was no good. And there are good ways to do this. There are good versions of this exact same kind of voiceover. I think Wreck-It Ralph is probably the exemplar of this, where it's like, here's the movie, here's all the rules, here's all the characters you need, and it sets up a good personality and stakes for our hero, and go. And I think that is the best possible version of this kind of opening, and this was about the worst. It was pretty bad.
I will say, like, it's bad, but props to Sega for having the sight to think, like, we might need to explain this character in this world, instead of just, doing the typical Sega and Sonic thing and just, like, dropping you in the post-apocalypse and not explaining anything. Like, they at least, like, in this movie for babies, they treat it like the audience are babies.
That is true. Although I will say that this movie does not incorporate any dense plot or mythology whatsoever. It's the most basic story you've ever seen. We don't need an explanation of Sonic's homeworld because we never go back there and spend a total of 30 seconds there.
Good point.
Really, we don't even need to see Longclaw give him the rings. He pretty well shows how, why the rings work and how they work all, later and in a better way.
Yeah, we did not need this opening whatsoever. It's completely superfluous. It adds nothing. And I know it's short, but I was like, oh no.
Now, you have to imagine what the original Echidna looked like.
Guys, that's something I thought about a lot with this movie, especially with the
because clearly
thing.
Longclaw is from the original design, and they just didn't redesign her to put her in the new Sonic style.
For sure.
But that means that there had to have been Echidna who looked like old Sonic.
There had to be an Echidna, and there had to be, I won't spoil it, but, the post-credits character, or the mid-credits character. There had to be a realistic Sonic version of that character as well, which I'm very curious about. That's one of the things that I think about a lot with this movie is, whether it succeeds or fails, this movie, you can tell, it feels, hip. It feels like it's trying to be hip, at least.
I would argue the exact opposite.
Well, I don't know. I feel like there's some snappy dialogue. There's some
snappy dialogue in the style fashionable between 1998 and 2006.
Point taken.
It was snappy the way the Country Bears dialogue was snappy.
Yeah, okay. And with that, that explains why Sonic would look the way he used to.
For sure.
But I don't know, at least this Sonic, with this redesign, he looked and kind of felt right. I really, really, really hope, and it will never happen because they're fucking cowards, but I really hope the DVD and Blu-ray of this movie has both versions of the movie.
Absolutely
the one with the redesign. I know it will never happen, but I'm never going to think about this movie again outside of this podcast. But if the DVD came out with the original design version as a bonus feature, I'd snatch that up on opening day.
For sure. I think that the version we got is not too far because he still has the same dimensions. They really just changed the proportions of his eyes. They like modified his nose a little bit, but he has the same silhouette.
They also made his limbs a little more rubber hosy. They're not as humanly defined.
Yes,
And
the changes were, I mean, I'm sure they were labor intensive, but they were pretty mild. This is not a complete rework of this character design.
And there's a few times where, specifically, there's a shot where Sonic and James Marsden are in the truck, and the camera is behind Sonic, and he's talking in the passenger side seat, and you can tell that they didn't change that. You can tell that's the original Sonic.
Yeah.
There's a few times in the movie where you can tell, like, no one's going to be able to tell. They did a Snapchat face swap of realistic Sonic and new design Sonic.
I mean, basically. And yes, we can only dream of the horrors of original design Baby Sonic, but the world will never know, I'm afraid.
Also, this is, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of digressions because that's kind of what HedgePod is.
Yes.
But I want to say, like, before this movie, I don't know what your trailers looked like, but before this movie, we got a trailer for a movie with Baby Gru from Despicable Me.
Yes.
A trailer with Baby Scooby-Doo. And there was another one. I can't remember what. But there was like 3 trailers with like, here's a character that you like as a baby. And this movie opened with a baby version of Sonic.
Oh.
It's that dumb thing that like movies for kids, people that make movies for kids try to do, where they think like, if we want this movie to appeal to kids, we have to put kids in it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, as I've said before, the exact opposite of what kids want to watch adults. You know,
absolutely.
Kid-like
Kids
adults.
love pretending they're adults. It's their favorite thing.
When I was 6 years old, 7 years old, I could not give a damn about Rugrats because, like, I don't care about babies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I want to watch Hey Arnold. They're like cool teenagers, you know?
Exactly.
I want to watch the grown-ups on Scooby-Doo. I don't need a kid surrogate. I mean, babies are hot right now. Baby Groot, Baby
Teen
Yoda.
Titans,
babies are
guys.
fucking hot right now.
Yeah, I think it's a dumb. So I was not surprised to see Baby Sonic in this, but I get it. They're just dumb people making dumb movies for other dumb people.
I'm glad the dummies have something to watch.
There's getting back to the movie, and I talked about this on the first time I was on the Hedge Pod, like, when you introduce bigger things in your movie, like, it opens it up questioning for little things in the movie. And in that opening, like, this is my world. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, blah, 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 blah. You see Sonic, you see it twice. You see it in this opening part, and you see it later on in the bar fight sequence. But you see Sonic run vertically up a building. And so at one point in the movie later on, there's a big, tall building. And for whatever reason, Sonic doesn't run up that building.
He runs up the interior of the building because he like knows the door is locked, but he can't run up the outside of the. It's lazy plotting.
Like,
it's just
they save the payoffs for the things that matter.
Yeah. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's you specifically structured the end of this movie around a problem the hero could solve in 2 seconds. It's like if you ended a fucking Iron Man movie where it's like, damn, we need to walk into this room, but someone needs to be wearing a suit of armor. Oh, well, I guess we gotta go through 20 minutes of you fighting this other guy. Damn.
And, like, Sonic can, like, understand maps, and I'm assuming, like, Sonic can read a map. He can do what he needs to do. Well, guys, let's get to that when we get there.
Yes. I'm sorry.
I'll put a pin in that.
So after Sonic runs away, there's a 10-year jump forward, right?
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Where we learn that Sonic is the town pervert, and he watches all of the denizens of Green Hills, Montana, in their day-to-day lives.
He watches Speed, and he watches Naked Gun, Files from the Police Squad.
Yes,
those are the two movies that
he watches
James...
two movies, and he watches James Marsden and his wife enough that he's seen them fuck. Like, he has. Statistically, he must have.
Yes.
Also,
if Sonic understands death, he also understands sex.
Yeah, and that leads me to the second thing that I thought sure was going to happen in this movie, but didn't happen, and I was surprised that it didn't. I so thought, and like, if you were honestly trying with this movie, that's probably what you would have done. James Marsden and his wife are already married at the beginning of this movie. I thought sure it was going to be a thing where, like, James Marsden was unsure about his future and unsure and all this stuff, and he was unsure as to whether he was going to marry this woman or not.
Oh my God.
You know exactly what I'm going to say. I thought sure he was going to propose to her with one of Sonic's rings, and that never did happen.
Well, they were already married.
That's because you are thinking of a new script, not one they wrote like 20 years ago, and it barely changed.
Yeah, they just the only change they've made to the script in the last 15 years is adding in a script line where Sonic does the funny floss dance.
Well, no, they also put in a product placement for Zillow.
And no, you're right. There is also
that is the only time we see a computer in the entire movie.
I forgot that there is one more. There is indeed a scene, a Hillary Clinton emails joke in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I did forget about that.
Wait, what? Yeah. Where do they make that joke?
It's when Tom Wachowski rolls up with the wrapped up Sonic to so James Marsden applies in San Francisco where his wife's family lives. Anyway, and he rolls up to their house with the wrapped up Sonic, and his sister-in-law goes, "Is that plutonium? Is that emails?"
Yeah,
which
I forgot about that.
Could only be a butthurt emails joke.
Also, there's
God damn it.
It is either a butthurt emails joke or a Sony email hacks joke, and I don't know which is which.
Or it's something. A 75-year-old man heard his grandkids mention, and it just stuck in his head.
Yeah. Also, there's two product placements in this movie. Sonic's shoes are made by Nike.
Three. There are three. No,
there
four,
is
actually.
A very large Olive Garden runner.
Yes, I forgot about that, too.
There is a scene where unironically, this married couple says, well, you could go to the Olive Garden, because when you're there, you're family. It's unbelievable.
At one point, James Marsden at the bar asks for a mellow yellow. Which further cements my theory that this was written 20 years ago.
Because, I mean, be honest with me. When was the last time you saw...
Stranger Things fanatics wanted mellow yellow. It died out. The free market spoke.
Yeah, I had not thought about mellow yellow since my days on the Warrenton, Missouri soccer pitch where you could buy one from the concession stand. And I earnestly don't think I've glimpsed one in 10 some odd years.
There's a draft of the script where James Marsden asks for an OK Cola.
He asks for a tab.
Or a Surge.
He asks for a ski.
Hey, can I get this kid a Dr. Thunder? One Mr. Pibb for my friend here.
Give me a pineapple vest, please.
They messed up. They messed up on not getting on that LaCroix.
Oh man,
they could have had that sweet money.
The script was written 20 years ago. And LaCroix first came out like 25 years ago, and it finally got popular.
LaCroix was in its nascency when this script was written.
And Sonic's shoes are Pumas.
No, are they Pumas or are they Nikes?
No, they're Pumas. You can see because Puma announced they would be distributing Sonic shoes, like Sonic branded shoes. And there, you can also see when he puts them on, you can see the logo like on the bottom of the feet.
Gotcha. I thought they were Nikes. My bad.
Nope. This movie again, it's Sega. It can't get Nike, so it settles for Puma.
Or like in Sonic Adventure 2, he wears soaps. You could have put soaps on him, but it's whatever. What? We needed a scene where what?
We needed a scene where Sonic gets his shoes. He can't just have his shoes. He, of course, must have an origin story, is that they are a little girl's PE shoes.
I was thinking about that, like, most, like, athletic running shoes are, like, rated for, like, like, running, like, 5,000 steps. And Sonic, like, he surpasses that very early on with those new shoes.
Yeah, he's going to violate the warranty on that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of the town pervert Sonic,
yes,
it is time for a performance review.
Oh yes,
Ben Schwartz as Sonic.
Good, nails it. Terrible script, but he sounds and feels like Sonic.
Vern?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the script is terrible. There's definitely more than a handful of moments where they're like, Ben Schwartz improvise. And he does the best he can do with it. I would say on a general scale, pass. On a letter grade scale, I would say like B, maybe B plus.
Like if he had a decent, if at least a decent director, it would have been great.
Yeah,
like it could have been genuinely iconic if he had decent lines and decent direction.
Sure. I'm gonna give him a soft pass. He delivers a lot of lines in exactly the same pitch and intonation. Like,
that's true.
Every other line is this pitched up, like, joke, like, at the end of it. And he doesn't, I mean, he is not a rude dude with attitude. This is a very, like, neutered Sonic. Yeah, this is not the guy who's wagging his finger on you on the start screen. But it's all right. It's kind of charming. It's not great, and it's not. Oh God, I hate that I'm saying this. It's not really Sonic, but it's something. And I will give him a pass. I was not annoyed by Ben Schwartz, and as a soft pass.
As someone who's seen Middleditch and Schwartz live, and as someone who one of the few people that likes that first episode of Comedy Bang Bang at the beginning of the year with Ben Schwartz and Horatio Sands, I will say, like, it feels like a very dialed back Ben Schwartz.
Yes.
He's not, like, Ben Schwartz is at his best whenever he's just, like, doing a solo bolo Olympic song challenge where he's just, like, in a frenzy. But being in a frenzy and being hyper and being like, whoa, like, that's not cool, and Sonic has to be cool. So it feels like a very subdued Ben Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't allowed to go full out.
Yes.
I understand. He did well enough within some very strong limitations, including script direction, the manic nature, the fact that he was like watching footage and was having to like ad lib over it, that he was obviously reading from two different drafts of the script and trying to reconcile that. He did well.
I was just gonna say, and maybe we should put a pin in this and save it for later, which at this point will be like 7 hours from now. But like,
Ken Burns, baby.
I distinctly remember in your guys' episode about the comics, Justin talking about like Sonic, one of the 10 commandments from Sega Japan, being that Sonic can't show emotion. And I was really surprised with this script. Like, Sonic, like, he's kind of like a man baby through this. Like, not saying it's wrong to have emotions or anything like that. You should feel what you feel. But there's several times where, like, Sonic gets very like, but I just wanted to know what it's like. You know, like, this Sonic is very in touch with his feels, and that makes it feel like a very different Sonic.
He's in touch with his feels, but he's not gay, guys. Remember, Sonic is not gay.
No.
I have to reinforce the fact that Sonic is not gay.
No, he is not gay. I can actually, now that we've mentioned it, I can carbon date exactly when this draft of the script was written, and it was in the year 2010 when the film The Bucket List came out. Because the second act of this movie is Sonic attempting to accomplish his bucket list, and that is a script that only could have been written in 2010.
I wonder what it was like, because 10 years ago is hot off the heels of Sonic 06. Like, I'm sure Sega was like, why did it take this long? Like, I feel like Sega would have been like feverishly like paling out the water of the boat on Sonic. Like, a movie would have done them a lot of goodwill at that time. I wonder what the delay in that was.
It's so strange that it took us this long to get a Sonic movie. And I believe I've said it before, but I think the ideal version of a Sonic movie would have been from one of these trailers. You would have gotten the Minions team to make your Sonic movie, and it would have had a bunch of cute critters, and it would have actually gone fast a few times. You know, there would have been some sense of like propulsion and movement. I think
Lord and Miller needed to write this movie.
Oh, I don't want to waste their time. I respect them too much.
Maybe not Lord and Miller, but like get the people that made the Captain Underpants movie on it.
Sure,
that's actually a good comparison. I think I just realized the other movie that had a baby in it. It was SpongeBob.
It was SpongeBob. Baby that's SpongeBob. Right. That's right. Good job.
Justin's on his A game. He knows what's going on.
One of us is.
Also, his brain's working overtime to not think about Sonic.
Anything we can do. So I will attempt to put this train back on some sort of tracks.
So the town of Green Hills.
The town of Green Hills.
How many DUIs do you think this town gets regularly?
One per citizen.
How many do you think James Marsden's character actually arrests them for?
I think they took away Crazy Ernie's like keys, so no DUIs now. I will say there's a handful of moments in this movie that I thought were kind of cute, and I Crazy Ernie, the guy who's like he swears he's seen Sonic, him lifting up the picture of the MS Paint Sonic, that was a cute little moment. I do like that.
That's a good one.
I had no idea until way late in the movie that Green Hills was in Montana. I thought it was in like the Pacific Northwest. I thought it was in like
California.
Would have made too much sense. Would have been too easy. But no, it is in Montana.
I got an Oregon vibe from it, but it's Montana. I was very surprised by that. And that's bad. Whatever. That's a surprising thing in a Sonic movie.
The most
surprising thing is that Montana is significant.
And putting fast Sonic in a slow-moving Montana town is something. It could have been something. But the problem is he loves it. He's like, I love how slow this town is. It's very confusing to me.
Also, Montana? You mean the state with like the huge, beautiful mountains and desert vistas that with all the space to run, that would have looked amazing seeing Sonic run among the natural splendor?
No, sir. Just a baseball diamond for me, thanks.
Yeah, no, like, there could have been a great shot of, like, a sand dune exploding as Sonic runs directly through it.
Yeah.
Or could something,
have been. Could have been.
You know those, like, natural stone arches?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sonic, like, runs around those in, like Wile E. Coyote country.
Sounds great. Might have been great. Boy, if only someone had thought of that.
That, I will say, like, that moment where Sonic's playing the baseball game, that's the best scene in the movie.
Yes.
That is a fun scene. It's there's some cleverness going around where, like, Sonic is every member of the team. but he's just because I don't know.
He's every member of both teams. He's having a little fun with himself.
Yeah.
To give this movie the barest amount of credit, they do give him the high five thing to pay off later. Again, the barest amount of credit. But they do that is probably the best scene in the movie that does not involve my favorite character, the only good character in the film, Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course. I love me some Adam Pally. But our male lead, James Marsden, as Tom Wachowski, not Wachowski. Wachowski. Pass fail. How do we feel?
Fail. He's a nothing. He's a gingerbread man brought to life, but even more tasteless.
Vern?
James Marsden is a talented actor.
Yes.
You would never know it, but he's a talented actor based on the roles he takes. And unfortunately, the one chance we could have finally seen James Marsden as a great actor gets cut. Him playing Burt Reynolds in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Man.
I would have loved to have seen that, but that gets cut from the movie.
Oh my god.
Is it not on the blue?
It's not on the blue.
It's not on the blue.
But James Marsden's a fine actor. But as Justin said, completely, totally vanilla baby face. It's it could have been anyone else. I like seeing James Marsden.
I like looking at him. He's handsome.
He's a handsome man. This is the other. Obviously, you got the blue hedgehog, and that's part of where this movie veers into fantasy territory. The other part of where this movie veers into fantasy territory is there's a likable police officer in it.
Again, further proof this movie was written 20 years ago when people liked cops.
Two likable police officers. Two of them.
That's true. That's true. He's a very post 9/11 cop, where he's a hero.
Post 9/11, but pre dash cam cop.
Yes, it's because he wants to move to
pre-Ferguson cops.
Yes, he wants to move to San Francisco so he can save a life.
Oh yeah, because California cops are known heroes in the American.
Absolutely. Whenever I watch the Rodney King tapes, I just thought, look at those heroes. Absolutely.
No. Did you guys know that Steve Bannon tried doing a Shakespeare movie set in the Rodney King riots?
Oh my God. I'm not surprised. But
what? The fucking Romeo and Juliet? What movie?
No. It was Coriolanus.
I mean, Ray Fiennes did one where Coriolanus is in Iraq, so I guess anybody can do anything.
Yeah, there was a dramatic reading of the script with who plays Meow Meow Fuzzy Face and BoJack? He plays Thomas St. Dubois in the Boondocks.
What's his name? I can't help you. I have no idea.
Oh, he's just this really good black comedian voice actor guy who plays the title role, and it's still kind of it's still a really shitty script.
Title role in the Steve Bannon choreo.
Guys, I'm sorry. I try not to be someone who hot dogs in grandstands and drags a lot of attention to myself. But when you were talking, I said, a horse, my Rodney Kingdom for a horse, and I think that's really funny. I'm really proud of that, and that needs to be heard.
I'm glad you brought it back.
Please.
Anyway. Rodney King Henry III.
Rodney King Henry III. Anyway, James Marsden, he's fine. Pass. Yeah. Barely pass.
Yeah. James Marsden, being as handsome as he was, kind of kept me awake for this movie, unlike the children on either side of me in my screening who were fast asleep. But James Marsden...
No laughs for that first half of the movie. Easy.
No.
There was a lot of... I didn't talk much about my movie-going experience, but there was a lot of children. I went on at 5 o'clock on a Saturday night. There was a handful of children in my auditorium. The only reaction I heard from any of the children was during the Scooby-Doo trailer when Scooby-Doo licks the camera.
And they like that.
I heard some kids go like, "Ew," but that was
that was it.
Apart from like child restlessness, it was dead silent during Sonic.
Yeah, a complete stony silence during this film. But James, I'm predisposed to like him. I think he's a good actor who just needs to like fire his agent if he hasn't already. Yes. I think he is good in those original X-Men movies, but they don't let him do anything. But I think he's giving a strong performance as Cyclops.
Well, in all fairness, it's Cyclops. There's usually not a lot to do.
How dare you? Do not get me started. But then he bounced around for a while. It's a very small part. He's really good in Hairspray as Corny Collins, a song and dance host. He's really good. And he's kind of funny in the long-forgotten boob comedy Sex Drive, where these boys have to drive to get laid. He plays it's like an older brother.
He's great in 30 Rock.
Yeah, he's so good as Criss Cross on 30 Rock. Like, he's a talented, funny guy who just has had no luck in movies, and it is upsetting. But I'm glad he's getting paid. I'm glad he got that check.
He's a John Hamm who missed his chance.
Yeah. At least he's getting that check. You know what I mean?
The first half of the box is incredible, and a lot of the reason is because of him.
He's really talented, and he looks really good in a skin-tight T-shirt. How does Sonic find out that Tom is moving to San Francisco? Well, he's wearing a shirt that says "San Francisco, here I come."
A child's T-shirt.
He's wearing a baby doll tee.
He is Simon Cowling it. He is wearing a very, very, very painted on T-shirt.
Sheer.
I ain't fighting it. Wardrobe, more of those, please. Thank you.
Yes, please. But he's not gay either, guys. Don't worry.
Don't worry. He ain't gay. He's married.
He's got a lawfully wedded wife. He doesn't propose to her with a Sonic ring, but they are married. And
boy, wouldn't have that been something, huh?
I thought sure it was going to happen.
So what happens to Sonic Vern? How does this plot activate?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know. So, like Sonic, he's kind of like he runs around Green Hills, and he's got kind of like a Sasquatch vibe to him. Does he exist? Does he not exist? Most of the people doesn't think he exists, but Crazy Ernie believes. And Sonic, also, he runs so fast, he's got quills, and those quills fall out of him because he sheds. That's a plot point for later. But Sonic, there's a scene where Sonic plays baseball. And it is, as we were saying earlier, it's the best scene in the movie. Sonic plays baseball, and the movie does a thing where he runs so fast that he's every member on both teams. So, like, he's the pitcher and the catcher and the batter and the outfielder. And Sonic has different personalities for all this in one of them. It's Jerry's game from the beginning of A Bug's Life, but multiplied by, like, 20. But at the end of the baseball game, Sonic goes to, like, at the end of, like, softball games, which Sonic has watched, the kids, like, walk in a line and high-five each other. And Sonic goes to do that, and whenever he does that, he realizes he's all alone. There's no one else. He can pretend to be other people, but he cannot have someone else, and he's alone. And he's been cool for so long, but he realizes, like, what's being cool if you have no one to share it with. And this makes Sonic very upset. He starts running around the baseball diamond multiple times. The second best sequence in a media where a main character runs around a baseball diamond multiple times. The first being season 2 of Joe Pera Talks with You on Adult Swim. But Sonic runs through the baseball diamond 100 times, and he runs so fast, and it causes the lights on the baseball diamond to explode and a power surge throughout the entirety of Green Hills.
Well, the entirety of the eastern or the western seaboard.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I did not. Okay, it's the entirety of a big area gets knocked out of power because of Sonic and how fast he run.
That's why the military takes notice.
Yes,
is because Sonic has blacked out the western hemisphere.
Yes. we cut to finally something that really feels like Sonic the Hedgehog. Military generals discussing
EMPs and terrorist attacks.
Yes, discussing terrorists.
Further proof this movie was written like 2 decades ago. The main gruff general is just not Colin Powell.
Yeah, that's true. At one point, in a line that really made me laugh. They're suggesting the generals realize that there's one person they need to bring in to talk about this, but no one wants to bring him in. And one of the reasons no one wants to bring him in is because he's referred to as a psychological tire fire, which is as funny as whenever Rip Torn says intergalactic kegger in Men in Black. As funny as whenever the Cloverfield soldier says, "All right, boys, Racco and Packham." It's just really funny whenever you hear military people try to say like terms, like layman terms. But anyway, they don't want to bring him in, but they have to. Cut to the baseball diamond, daylight. There's a military presence there, but suddenly a giant blacked out Optimus Prime, if he was a Decepticon, semi-truck rolls in, and out steps Jim Carrey as Dr. Ivo Robotnik. He's never referred to as Ivo. It's just Dr. Robotnik. And this is where the first-time director Jeff Fowler says, Jim, just be Jim. And Jim Carrey he does shtick. Stuff that, like, if I was anywhere between 5 to 10 years old, I would have been so happy to see Jim Carrey in my Sonic the Hedgehog movie. But being a 30-year-old man who's grown up and acquired taste, I'm like, I mean, Jim Carrey, he does.
Jim Carrey's Robotnik is like if the Riddler got divorced.
Yeah.
If the Riddler got divorced but was in a dom-sub relationship with his military partner, but it's Jim Carrey doing shtick.
He realized he was bi, he got a new sub.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's Jim Carrey doing shtick that we have not seen him do in a decade. It's been a while since we've had this Jim Carrey. Since, Yes Man.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, yeah.
God, maybe even farther back than that. Maybe even like Bruce Almighty shtick.
Yeah, he is full Jim Carrey shtick in this movie.
Vibes. Yeah, full.
Oh my god!
Like, it's full rubber face Jim Carrey, and it's interesting to see. Like, I mean, Jim Carrey doing that thing again. We've had a lot of number 23s and a lot of things like that between. Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey, and the Jim Carrey we have in as Robotnik, but he just does like Fire Marshal Bill shtick, just like rotates his head and all this stuff. He has a Nintendo Power Glove, which he uses to.
That's right. He's got the power glove. He's
got a power glove that he uses to control aerostats from Terminator Salvation. And he sends
the orbs from Phantasm.
Yes, and he sends those out to comb the woods. And then Vanguard 1 finds Sonic's footprint in the field, and it feels like Sonic was just Robotnik just becomes obsessed with that footprint and becomes obsessed with Sonic.
Yeah.
And kind of just I guess it's outside of his jurisdiction to worry about getting the power back on. But it just becomes the thing. Then Sonic, Dr. Ivo Robotnik becomes obsessed with Sonic, and we get to the reason Jim Carrey agreed to this movie. Oh, you'll pay me $30 billion and I have to stay in one set for a week? Okay. So he's just in Power Rangers lab set, just doing tests on a quill. He finds a quill from Sonic. And he does a test on this quill, and in full child logic, the test result on this quill yields that shows that this quill yields an unlimited power. Like, the digital readout says unlimited power is capable from a quill, not from Sonic, from the quill.
And for the record, Sonic has power. It is never explained what the power is.
I think it's just
where
like
it comes from. It's just called his power.
Yeah, I think it's just like, like if you walk around and you don't pick your feet up off the carpet and eventually you can build up static. I think that's just what Sonic is doing whenever he runs. He just doesn't pick his feet up. And that's his power.
It's the Sega version of the Speed Force.
Yes.
Yeah. In a plot line that Hollywood, we can just throw right in the garbage. We can stop making movies structured around, what is my power? How do I understand my power? It is the shittiest, least relatable, least interesting plotline that comes up again and again and again in these horrible movies.
Also,
except Sonic doesn't even understand his power. He has no, self-discovery.
It's nothing. His self-discovery at the end of the movie is that he should stop running. It's the worst. And you're like, was that the plot line that I was supposed to get the whole time? He's running from people that are trying to kill him. What do you mean Sonic should stop running?
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I don't get. I'm mad. But we need to do our
Too
performance review of the star of Earth Girls Are Easy himself, Jim Carrey.
You mean Once Bitten's James Carrey?
The Majestic's Jim Carrey.
Mr. Papua's Penguins, Jim Carrey.
That movie does not exist. It only exists in clip packages for DirecTV. That movie. That movie is one scene of Jim Carrey dancing with penguins, and that is it. It is 12 seconds long. It is part of a clips package for DirecTV.
Yeah.
It's Argo. It was actually like a CIA front.
But a CIA front to sell Dish Network.
Yeah, they actually saved a lot of penguins and smuggled them onto a film set.
Yeah.
But
anyway, Jim Carrey, bad casting.
Okay.
He's too hot to be Robotnik.
Like literally, like a hot person, like you want to fuck Jim
physically
Carrey.
Too attractive to be Robotnik.
I started seeing tweets about the thirst for Jim Carrey, and I don't think I've ever understood anything less. No offense to Jim Carrey, but I've never looked at Jim Carrey as a sexual object. As a bisexual man, I just can't see it.
You haven't seen Once Bitten.
I guess not.
It's he's attractive in the sense that he's not aged.
Sure.
Yeah, he's well preserved, and he's got that strong, domineering personality. At least in this one, that I could see it working for people.
Sure. Yeah. There's definitely this is somebody's something. He's in that little flight suit. Vern, James Carrey.
As far as Dr. Robotnik goes, I think Kick-Ass 2's Jim Carrey is probably, it's. I'm going to say fail. He's too everything to be Robotnik. Obviously, if you're making a live action Sonic the Hedgehog movie and you have to cast Dr. Robotnik, you cast John Goodman. But John Goodman doesn't move tickets like Jim Carrey does.
Sure.
So,
and as we posited in our last episode, John Lovitz as well.
John Lovitz is my number one choice, honestly.
Yeah, I'd give you that. The only thing is that John Goodman has the gruff voice, and I would love to hear let's get those Chaos Emeralds, huh? That's the ticket. I would love to hear that, but
yes.
Well, then let's just put Josh Gad as the Robotnik.
Disgusting. Get out of that's. No, I refuse. I refute your claim.
We just put him in the old man makeup they used at the end of Jack.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. Yes, but my performance review of the incredible Burt Wonderstone's Jim Carrey. Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, own Jim Carrey. All right, I'm gonna step out on a limb. He's the only thing I like about this movie. I think his first scene is terrible. It's terribly edited. It is the worst Jim Carrey shtick, but legitimately, he made me laugh like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, no, here's the thing. He's a bad Robotnik. He's still the most watchable part of the movie.
Yeah, that is why he gets the biggest pass of the entire movie. Because I was like, at least this is something. At least I got something I can hone in on here. He made me, when he's like, you just keep being you, Sliss. Killing, Jim. Keep going, baby.
He's trying to be a cartoon supervillain. Like...
And I think it worked. I would like to see him come back
as
in
just
a
like
sequel
generic
to this
scientist.
Yeah,
But this is Robotnik. He's not just any generic scientist.
Yes, I should have said there's a big asterisk on my review of A Series of Unfortunate Events' own Jim Carrey as Robotnik. He's a bad Robotnik, but he is one of the best things, if not the best thing about this movie.
Okay. I will accept those reviews from the both of you. But Jim Carrey might be my only true, without asterisk, pass of the entire movie. Yeah, so he rolls in and he finds the quill in Tom Wachowski's house, and then Sonic saves the day or whatever. Or no, I'm sorry. Tom has previously tranquilized Sonic.
Yes, okay. So...
we missed the big thing.
This movie. So, we have James Marsden, an off-duty cop, finding an unarmed, injured person... and just shoots him prematurely.
With a tranquilizer.
It's still a gun.
Yeah, okay,
and it's played for laughs.
Not as far out of that fantasy element as I said earlier. He does have an itchy trigger finger.
What if the backstory to Pa Winslow in
Die Hard?
Die Hard was
I shot a
goof.
kid.
I shot a hog.
So he shoots Sonic, keeps him in a little doggy cage. Robotnik rolls up just in time for James Marsden to fucking cold cock him. Just knocks him clean out with one big old cop punch.
Oh, and then between being shot with a tranq and Dr. Robotnik showing up, Sonic is taking the rings. He's going to escape, and he accidentally says San Francisco because he reads James Marsden's shirt.
His baby
and he drops the ring, and the bag of rings ends up in San Francisco, which is why James Marsden and Sonic are in a car for half this movie.
Above the the Empire State Building.
It's the Trans-America building. It's the Trans-America building.
We couldn't get a national monument, so we went with undisclosed corporate building.
Yes, we got the biggest building in Check's notes, San Francisco. So all his rings fall down there, so they have to go get the rings on top of the Trans-America building. Sure, fine.
Why not?
I guess so. What a great character journey this is going to be. They have to go find a bag of rings.
Sonic, he's disappointed because he's been found out, and he's like, oh, great, I have to leave this world. And the next world on his map is a mushroom world, and I thought, sure, they were going to do some sort of thing. This is a third thing where I thought they were going to do, but they didn't. I thought, sure, Sonic was going to be like, who would want to be in a mushroom kingdom? But they never do that. They never.
Again, this if they had a spine, they'd do it.
Again, if Vern, you're implying that this is a film. You're implying that this is a movie that would have a script, and sadly it does not. Sadly, any opportunity to do anything mildly interesting is skipped over in favor of a worse version of something you've seen in another movie. Hey, did you like Looney Tunes Back in Action? Okay, what if we did that but really boring and bad? Remember how cool it was in Looney Tunes Back in Action that yes, they were on a road trip, but all the Looney Tunes were there, and Bugs and Daffy could play off of each other, and then they would run into Yosemite Sam,
and then they'd play off the locations they went to.
Yeah, remember how much you enjoyed that and how superior that film is to Space Jam? That's cool. What if we did one Sonic character on a road trip with James Marsden? How do you...
And then what if they stop at the biker bar from Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
These fucking movies love biker bars. The
they
SpongeBob movie,
horny for biker
Sonic
bars.
movie, and yeah.
It's what Hollywood executives think real America is.
Are these crazy biker bars with the worst, toughest people just like setting indiscriminate things on fire, throwing knives at each other.
We're actively like setting a car on fire.
As if if you walked into a biker bar, it wouldn't just be people drinking beer quietly.
Yeah.
No. It's
and
the
then,
worst, most dangerous place.
You'd hear a racial slur like that.
Shooting guns at toilets, like that's of course what happens in a biker bar.
Like someone overdosing on fentanyl. That's what happens in biker bars.
Jesus. So Tom and Sonic go on the run.
Yeah, they have to escape from Robotnik, and they escape from somehow James Marsden. They never. It kind of doesn't really get addressed, but like James Marsden's promotion in San Francisco is pending a background check, and then all of a sudden, like James Marsden is on national news as a terrorist, and like there's never like a line of dialogue where he's like, "What about my job?"
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. That ultimately doesn't matter.
Yes.
Also, we are never shown how good a cop James Marsden actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not, and when they return to Green Hills at the end of the movie, there are no repercussions of the last few days of news stories where their own sheriff has been called a terrorist.
Which
everyone just kind of embraces it in open arms.
In rural Montana is a death sentence.
Yes, like there are no repercussions. There's no trouble or impasses because of that. It's
almost like
nothing.
The script was written before terrorism was like a public issue.
Oh, so you're saying this is like 1998?
This is a pre 9/11 film. I stand by it.
Okay.
It was like 4 or 5 years, 2014, 2015. There was a bird sanctuary, or there was some like state park that was taken over by like a militia.
Yeah. That was
wasn't that Montana?
That was Cliven Bundy's kid.
Yes, but wasn't that in Montana?
It was in Oregon.
Okay. So never mind. I was going to say that guy, Cliven Bundy's child, he is a terrorist. All those charges got dropped because, of course, he's a fucking white guy.
Yeah.
But like, if in this world, like I could see where like, oh, our sheriff's a terrorist, we like him even better now. Like, he's a terrorist in the eyes of like the liberal cucks.
Again, Bill Clinton era.
Yeah, that's true.
Waco happened.
Oh God, fuck, man. Guys, people listening at home, you might think like talking about like Cliven Bundy and like Waco, Texas is like out of character for a Sonic the Hedgehog podcast, but like
it's all relevant.
You've heard of Shadow the Hedgehog. Like this fits in. Like this
Shadow the Hedgehog, who was based on the gentleman from Columbine. Yeah. He's an amalgamation of both of the Columbine shooters. Yeah.
Yes.
The postal dude himself, Shadow the Hedgehog.
It was almost
It's
you
what
know,
if the
Eric
Columbine
the
killers
Hedgehog.
wore fursuits instead of trench coats?
Exactly.
But so like they're on the run from the government, and they're on the run to San Francisco to get Sonic's rings so he can escape. And because it's a road trip through America, it doesn't matter where point A and point B is. But because it's a road trip through America, they encounter a biker bar. And Sonic, he walks in wearing a cowboy hat and glasses, and no one thinks twice about it. But, you know, in fairness, in real life, no one would.
They're like, "Is this your child?"
Yes.
The furry blue.
He's not wearing a mask or like a bandana like over his. Oh no, he is wearing a bandana over his face.
No, he's
But-
just wearing sunglasses and a hat.
That's right.
He has a poncho, but he still has a hedgehog face.
He's dressed like what a shitty like California executive thinks. Oh, that's what people in the West wear.
Yes. But of course, like Sonic, because he's a fish out of water, or a hedgehog out of water, he gets into some trouble, and that leads us to like the very obvious and very expected, like slow motion. Sonic is running very fast, like the Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past sequence of this movie.
Yes, but an
Handled badly
infinitely
because
worse
the song,
version
because the
of
song that's playing in the background has nothing to do with time.
Yeah,
Or the lyrics.
it's a random shitty. So, like, in our preview episode, we gave 13 better examples of a song you could have played. This is a nothing rap song. There's no energy or comedy to this sequence. It's slow. It's not interesting. It's there were better versions of this on fucking Heroes in 2006. You know what I mean? Like, just nothing. Lazy, not, God. It's no good. It's an infinitely worse version of, like, the best sequence in Days of Future Past. I think everyone is agreed. It's bad, folks. It's no good.
In all fairness, the scene also has the fucking exhausting "we don't like your kind here" joke.
Yeah, it's got a lot of Panda Bear. We got a lot of that in there.
Remember hipsters in 2012?
Yeah, they called
the last time hipsters were relevant. Because apparently bikers don't care for hipsters being in their bar.
And I'm sorry, in what way does Tom resemble a hipster? His red flannel shirt?
Fireman!
Yeah, it's preposterous. It sucks. We, of course, get a sequence where Sonic, pre-fight, decides to knock everything off of his bucket list.
Which include tame a wild animal. What does Sonic consider an animal?
A mechanical bull.
Yes. He line dances. He
line dances and he accidentally touches a lady's butt, and the lady thinks it was Tom, so she slaps Tom. Great movie.
At least during the slow motion sequence, Sonic eats chili dogs.
He does eat several chili. I will give the movie credit.
And then we get some great payoff to that.
I don't know that we do, but what is it? Well,
yeah, big old fart and the one laugh.
Yes. Sonic the Hedgehog farts in his movie. The movie where they make a Hillary Clinton emails joke. Sonic also farts.
Because why not? So
the scene where James Marsden orders a Mellow Yellow in a bar.
Yeah, not even a Coke. What that bars have. That a bar would have a can of Coke. Or like a seltzer water.
You don't have to encourage like alcohol consumption in your kid's smoothie, but at least have James Marsden say just like whatever you've got on tap. You know, because
Yeah.
then that could be anything. But you know, it's got to be mellow.
Or just water. He could just ask for water.
Yeah. But you know, we got to get the brands involved.
Yep.
In this commercial. There's a big brouhaha, a big kerfuffle. Sonic does Quicksilver stuff. They leave the bar, and they go to a hotel room, to which Sonic does more like, I'm gonna run around this hotel room and do stuff really fast while James Marsden sleeps. At that point, we've seen that Sonic has crossed off everything off his bucket list except for make a best friend. And that's a thing we need to know for later on in the movie. And I can't remember if it's on that TV that James Marsden realizes he's a terrorist and just kind of like, oh, well, whatever. Mm-hmm. But shortly, I know at one point Dr. Robotnik and his manservant shows up at that biker bar, Agent Stone, but I can't remember what happens between those two things.
Well,
It's basically right back
he
to
sent
back.
like a
You're right
tank
there.
before they got to the bar. He sent like a tank.
That's
That was
right. Yes.
before the bar? Was the
think
huge
so.
tank fight?
Yeah.
I know that's after
No,
because
was it after?
there's a hood to the car after the bar fight.
Oh, okay,
the
then
tank
yes, then
fight,
there's
yeah,
a-
I mean, this movie is an illogical series of steps.
Yes.
But yeah, immediately after, Jim Carrey and his his sub, Agent Stone, played by Lee Majube, who for me is a soft pass. He was charming. He was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like the
He's,
the goat milk latte. It was funny.
Is
I don't know
he
what
had-
to tell you.
This was written in a time when everyone was thinking lattes were funny.
Everyone was making Starbucks coffee jokes, and fine.
Mm-hmm.
But Jim Carrey yelling at him
Dennis
that he...
Leary was the king of comedy.
Indeed. And let me tell you, I'm a simple man. I like simple things. And Jim Carrey yelling that he loves his latte was funny. I don't know what to tell you. I laughed legitimately. I thought it was very funny.
Because in every part of in any good dom sub relationship, you have to be open and communicative with each other.
Yeah.
GGG.
Yeah, and indeed, in the scene where Jim Carrey grabs this man by his lower jaw, I came a little bit. I will be honest with you. I will be frank.
It's like they tried to make this movie not gay, but they couldn't help it.
No, couldn't help it. They tried so hard. And in a later scene where indeed we do see Sonic the Hedgehog's feet, I realized that I wanted to cut them off and roast them over a grill and eat the delicious hog. And then send his soul to hell. I want to send the hog to hell. Drown the hog, kill it, put it back in hell.
Poison him, drown him, bash him in the head.
I hate
I
the
think
hog.
that's reasonable. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
I hate the hog.
You guys keep reminding me, like, Vern, you're thinking about this if it were a real movie.
And you can't put that lens on it.
And I can't, and I need to stop. But there's Jim Carrey, Dr. Robotnik shows up at the biker bar, and it's that scene like, yeah, we saw him, blah 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 blah. You know,
Like
it's like,
I'd tell you. And I was
Yeah,
like, why
yeah.
wouldn't this guy rat on Sonic? He
Yeah,
hates Sonic. Why wouldn't he rat on Sonic?
but also he's a rural guy in Oregon, so of course he hates the government.
But it's the military. He loves the military.
We
Oh,
love
good
our
point.
troops.
Yeah,
that's a good
respect our
point.
troops.
But that sequence opens with, I guess, during the bar fight, Sonic causes a man to get launched out of a window, and window shatters.
Yes.
So the beginning of the scene where Dr. Robotnik shows up at the biker bar to question everybody, it shows people putting a new pane of glass in the window. And at the end of that sequence, Dr. Robotnik throws somebody out of that window, or someone gets thrown through that window.
the same guy, the same bald guy.
The same guy. That window gets shattered again. And you would expect there just to be just a reaction shot of the guys who put the window in going like, oh, again?
You would
But that
expect
never-
a baseline level of competence from this
But
movie.
that never happens.
You would expect a moment of them holding the shattered glass. You would expect Robotnik to react to what he just did, or Stone to react, or God help me, a reaction of the guy on the ground. But no, it is less than a second of this guy going through the window, and that's it. It's incompetently put together. There was no laugh in my theater because the editing failed itself.
And in that, if I remember correctly, he gets thrown through a different window. He's supposed to get, like, Comedy Brain, he gets thrown through the window that they just put in.
Wow.
But in this movie, he gets thrown through a different window.
I guess I hadn't thought that it was a different window. I had
It's
considered
a different window.
Oh,
Because when Dr. Robotnik walks out, the two window guys are there, and they have the little suction cups on that window they just put in. Comedy Brain says you put in a window that gets smashed, and that window gets smashed immediately. Not you put in a window that gets smashed, and a separate window gets smashed.
Or if that's the joke, you have to show the other window, and the guys go like, whew! You know, like, you can do that, like, that anti-comedy subversion of expectations. Yeah, or you have to do it.
Or do, like, there's three windows next to each other, or like, the guys put the new window in, and then all the windows break except for that one they just put in.
Sure, you have to do anything.
But they don't do that at all in this movie. They just... a different window is broken, and there's no reaction to the people who just put the new window in. There's no reaction to the guy who's like, you don't see the big bald guy that gets thrown through the window go like, again? Like, nothing.
Anything at all, and there is nothing. It's a huge bummer, but yeah, then Robotnik sends a big tank after them, which Robotnik is not in this tank, which was confusingly edited together.
Yes.
Well, yeah, no, he does drones, you see.
Yeah, I mean, it was confusingly edited together, where I thought Robotnik was in the tank. Because they keep cutting back to him like he's in the tank.
Yes, they first show, it's like the Batman Begins Batmobile chasing after Sonic and James Marsden, and then Sonic blows that one up, and then it's a smaller version that comes out of that, and during a smaller version of the Bat Tank, and during the Bat Tank and the smaller version of the Bat Tank, you see Jim Carrey like, I've got you now, and then the smaller version of the Bat Tank explodes, and then it becomes this like Bat unicycle, and then you see Jim Carrey still like reacting, and that's when you learn like, oh, Jim Carrey wasn't in those.
Yes.
And it's very confusingly edited. Plus, it's very confusing to Sonic lore because Dr. Robotnik is always inside some sort of kooky vehicle that Sonic blows up at the end of every level of Sonic.
Yeah,
and so for Robotnik, so for Robotnik to not be in a Robotnik vehicle is very confusing.
It was confusing. It's a charming enough action sequence. Yeah. Like, Sonic has to drive for a little while, and it was fine. Like, it was not, I would not hesitate to use the word. I would be cautious to use the word good, but it was fine. And it does enough, and of course Sonic learns to drive in this sequence, which comes back later.
Because Sega, for whatever freaking reason, wants Sonic to drive a car, and it doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't he run? Why do we keep having Sonic racers? Sonic can run faster than a vehicle. Why does this keep happening? Why do they want Sonic behind the wheel of a car? And at least if you're going to have Sonic behind the wheel of a car, make it the Sonic Mobile so you can get that like as a Burger King toy. You can get that on store shelves. But instead it's just like a Ford truck. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was no good. And of course it comes back later in the movie when from the wife's house, from Natasha Rothwell's house, they drive to the Transamerica building, and it's revealed that Sonic was driving the whole time. And then Mrs. Wachowski gets out and says, why'd we let Sonic drive? And I'm like, yeah, why did you let Sonic drive? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's a joke that doesn't make sense. Like, if you... Here's the sequence you do. You know, Tom gets knocked out by a Robotnik something, and the wife has to take care of him, so Sonic has to drive. And you do a crazy, like, oh, he's bumping into everything. Oh, he's barely dodging traffic. You know, you do a comedy car driving sequence. But no, not in Sonic the Hedgehog. You just cut to Sonic having driven there, and two humans that I'm supposed to understand are sane beings let Sonic drive. I hate it. I hate it so much.
At least, like, have a joke where they step out of the car and you're like, why do you always gotta go fast? Or something, you know, just like...
Anything.
Or Sonic gets out of the car and he's like, thanks for letting me drive. And then and then James Marsden and his wife comes out and their hair is straight back. Or something, you know, like...
Or Sonic was in the passenger seat and he had a fake steering wheel for kids and Tom was driving the whole time. Anything else than what you actually did.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes that are like that are not jokes but framed as jokes. There's a chase sequence and it's fine. But it ends like, and it's like Dr. Robotnik's got like a Russian nesting doll of tanks, and the
drones within drones,
and eventually the very last Vanguard one explodes and hurts Sonic. So then, because we needed something for James Marsden's wife to do, she's a vet. So then it becomes like we got to get Sonic to James Marsden's wife so she can make sure Sonic's okay. And whenever James Marsden arrives at his wife is staying with his sister. The wife, when she went out to look for apartments, brought her dog, which is being a dog owner, you don't do that. You do everything you can to get your dog away from you when you're traveling. You don't want to travel with your dog. But James Marsden's sister-in-law does not trust James Marsden. She does not like him.
Because she's a sister-in-law, right?
Yeah, exactly. And once again, that's this movie not explaining how jokes work. It's got to be the mother-in-law that does that, but they make it the sister-in-law.
Yeah, they make it the sister-in-law. But here's the weird thing about this joke: is it starts before Tom is a terrorist.
One older woman
this
to play,
is true.
to play Longclaw.
Yeah, it's fine. But they start this joke before Tom has done anything wrong. When he is an upstanding Montana cop that is transferring to San Francisco, and his wife overnight flew to San Francisco. And to the point where I was like, wait, she's been in San Francisco the entire time? When did
also,
she
he put her through veterinary school.
Yes, he has been nothing but upstanding, and on the phone, the sister-in-law is like, you should Divorce. And I was like, for what? What is this joke? It's like they came together. It's like it's just an archetype that has arrived in this movie.
Just bring up, and you know, like, not only that, but like it's a joke that's a reference to a Dolly Parton song in a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
It's so, or alternatively, an Opera Man sketch.
Yes.
An Adam Sandler Opera Man sketch.
That's just true.
Mystifying this film is. But Sonic gets his shoes from a little girl.
They tie up the sister-in-law, and Sonic, this whole movie has been wearing, and I forgot to look at the trailer to see if in the trailer because through the entire movie and almost all the action set pieces, Sonic is wearing like these beat up, mismatched shoes. One's got duct tape all over it. He doesn't get the shoes that he's known for until way late in the movie. I forgot to look at the trailer to see because the trailer has a lot of sequences from that like Russian nesting doll Vanguard 1 bat tank sequence I was just talking about. I can't remember if in the trailer he's wearing the Sonic shoes or not.
Might be, but like it's pretty common practice now for studios to like change the footage for the trailer.
Yes, yeah. But so Sonic has been wearing like beat up, nasty, raggedy shoes for this whole movie, but he finally gets like the shoes that we are accustomed to Sonic wearing in San Francisco from a little girl. And he also meets James Marsden's dog. And the joke is Sonic doesn't like getting licked by the dog.
Well, no, he's jealous that James Marsden has another animal as a friend. So Sonic is aware he's an animal.
Yeah.
But he wants to tame an animal.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
It's
Does Sonic want slaves?
I'm not going to answer. We're not going down this trail. Not on one where we've
I don't want to know the answer to that question.
Not on an episode where Rodney King has been invoked multiple times. Can we dare approach this subject matter? I refuse. I will not participate.
It's the Sonic movie review. Time for some critical race theory.
Like just that 8-hour long O.J. Simpson documentary and that ESPN made in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, just both just helicopter POVs of where race was in America at the time.
Oh, yeah. So they go off to the Transamerica building after Sonic drives, and they put Sonic in a duffel bag, and there's this long sequence.
So
Eternal.
This is what we were talking about earlier. Sonic's rings are on top of the building. Sonic's like, all right, I'll go get the rings. He runs off screen, and he runs back, like, in a frame later, like a second later. Comedy Brain says, he's like, all right, got the rings, now what do we do? But what happens, Sonic arrives, and he's like, the building's locked. And we've seen Sonic run vertically up a building twice at this point. And also, we saw Sonic, like, stop time to run so fast. Like, he could just run in the space through the door in the space of time, like, that it's being opened and closed. But because the script calls for this duffel bag sequence, this bit of non-medy with the duffel bag, the door is locked. So James Marsden and his wife show up, and they're like, and of course, what else do you want in your movie for babies? James Marsden shows up. There's a jumper on the roof. There's a man going to kill himself. And the lady,
and then they just give him a pass, like, as if like it's normal.
The lady at the front, he shows his badge to the lady at the front desk, and the lady's like, they sent an officer from Montana, and he's like, it's a really bad situation. So
you just saved a life.
Yeah, you just saved a life. Sonic
Montana, known for its compassionate police.
Every state in America known for its compassionate police. So Sonic gets stuffed in a duffel bag, and Sonic's like talking to James Marsden and his wife. Someone's like, do you have a kid in that duffel bag? And James Marsden's like, oh, it's not my kid. And that's fine. That's fine. It's whatever.
But why would a human say it? Why is Sonic a fucking idiot? He doesn't know to stay quiet in the bag. I hate it. I hate it.
This is probably the worst scene in the movie.
Yeah, put the hog in the fucking washing machine. Torture him. I hate him.
Also, I just randomly
punish
thought about
the hog.
Skin the hog. Flay the hog.
I just randomly thought about it. When Sonic lives in a cave in Green Hills.
Yeah.
And he's showing off all his stuff, and one of those things he goes, funny hat, and it's the exact same foam hat that Norm Macdonald wears as Burt Reynolds in the Celebrity Jeopardy sketch in this movie for children.
It's a funny hat. That's one for all you Celebrity Jeopardy nuts out there.
Being a big fan of Norm Macdonald, I was excited to see Norm Macdonald's funny hat, and plus I was just excited to be thinking about anything other than the movie I was watching.
Yeah. So Tom, Maddie, and Satan's right hand Sonic, the Devil's Hog himself, they get up to the roof, they find the rings, and Eggman surrounds them. He's got all the robots surround it, and of course, at this point, Jim Carrey has unlocked the secret of the Sonic and is powering his vehicle with the quill of the Devil's Hog himself.
Which I think grants him super speed.
Yes, that is how he can break out of Sonic's time
see
break.
It go fast like Sonic does.
No,
Well,
we see it break
yes
out
and no.
of Sonic's time stop.
Yeah.
In this Clock Stoppers sequence, from the Nickelodeon original movie Clock Stoppers, Sonic goes fast, and to the audience that sees stopping time, Eggman then matches his speed and can drop out of the time stop.
And Sonic does like some sort of like, whoa, like he does some sort of like, I'm surprised to see this.
Yes,
thing.
but barely. Like it's
Barely.
a and of course, Maddie, a veterinarian, when having an army of drones pointing lasers at her, is making jokes.
Yes.
There is no sense of threat to this sequence whatsoever.
There does seem like there's a point, like at one point during that chase scene we were talking about earlier with the tanks, James Marsden gets to hang out of the car and hit a drone with a baseball bat, and like I get this feeling like that was the scene James Marsden was like, that'd be really fun to do that, and then so after they shot that scene, James Marsden just kind of checked out of the movie, and so he kind of just like ambles and that guys through the rest of the movie, and this is during that, like during this drone sequence, he and this like the vet are just like, yeah, drones, just cracking wise about it, like they don't, the check cleared at that point, so they don't care anymore.
For sure.
Sonic, instead of just like, because he can run so fast, instead of just like picking up each of them and running them down the elevator shaft or something, Sonic pushes the two off of the building and then throws a ring at them and then makes the ring say like green, or makes the ring take them to Green Hills, and he pushes them through that ring and they end up in a big hayloft back in Green Hills, Montana. And then
Yes.
Sonic just gets chased around San Francisco by Dr.
He does
Robotnik.
another slow-mo action sequence.
Yes.
And it's he plays drums with the little missiles, and it's to a very slow, uninteresting song that does not fit the tone of the moment.
Obviously, and like once again, like Comedy Brain says Sonic was supposed to drum to the drum solo in like In the Air Tonight by Peter.
Yes, that is what I was saying.
But like it doesn't happen. So yeah, like he drums on the missiles and pushes them out of the way and all this stuff. Robotnik is in his little egg cruiser thing and chases Sonic around. And they end up back in Montana, but I don't remember how.
You could point a gun at my girlfriend's head, and I would not be able to tell you how they returned to Montana. Like, the specific sequence of events. I have no
gotta be.
I think they did.
It's gotta be a
rings.
ring thing. Yeah, it's gotta be a ring thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, but like, who did it? Who did the ring? Because the egg wyvern slowly comes out of the ring. So Sonic did the ring?
I think Sonic wanted to protect everyone, so he like ringed away.
So he ringed to his favorite town with all of the people that he loves. Let me keep them safe by bringing them Robotnik. Fine, whatever, movie. We then reach our climax where Eggman sits in the middle of Green Hills and does nothing. James Marsden cop, he comes up and he reaches, of course, the culminating part of his character arc where he decides that he loves his small town and doesn't want to move to San Francisco. Sure, movie. That's what he learned.
What was the reason why he wanted to stay again?
He wanted to move to San Francisco because he really wanted to be in a life or death situation where he had
wanted
to save
do,
somebody.
Like, real cop
And-
work. He wants to be on the beat. He wants to help people, not just unclog people's gutters. And Sonic says, don't do that. And James Marsden is like, I guess I shouldn't do that.
Well, in this sequence, Sonic throws a ring, and it makes a ring warp zone behind Dr. Robotnik, and James Marsden steps through that and punches out Dr. Robotnik, and that's James Marsden's like, I finally had my moment where I saved a life.
And then Jim Carrey says hell.
Yes, Jim Carrey says hell, and he gets mad because there's also a runner through this movie that we've not discussed. Where just like Dr. Robotnik keeps getting punched in the face by James Marsden, and it makes him mad.
Oh, yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about that. Right, because he's like, only one person has ever punched me in the face, and I vaporized them or whatever. And you know, is great. Yeah. Great movie. And then Sonic arises, and he regains his true power. And
you think he's going to turn into Supersonic, but he doesn't.
He does not turn into
He just becomes the Flash.
He just runs really fast. Great culmination of the character arc there. And he, of course, says that what he's learned this entire time is that he has to stop running. Yeah, sure. That's what he learned on this adventure. That is the character arc that was definitely throughout the entire movie and not just a random thing that they put at the end of the movie.
In this movie where running has consistently saved him and his friends.
Saved everybody's life. It is the only... He's constantly running from people that are trying to murder him. And the lesson we're supposed to learn is that he shouldn't do that.
It's not as bad as the very first Pokemon movie, where everyone learns, like, oh, we should be proud of who we are, we shouldn't do clones and all this stuff. And as they're leaving...
We should stop fighting, right?
We should stop fighting. And as they're leaving, Mewtwo wipes their memory of the event, so they learned nothing.
It's the only way they can return to the world of Pokemon and every episode isn't just them going like, remember when I turned to stone and everyone was fighting everyone and it was a bloody battle between all... It's the only way they could avoid that.
Yeah, they don't realize that this is blood sport.
Yeah, they didn't realize Ash doesn't peak at 10. You know, he doesn't live the rest of his life in horrible agony after his experience on Mewtwo's Island.
It's I want to... Apparently, the message and the tone of the Pokemon movie is completely different in the original Japanese version, but Nintendo doesn't want us to see that one. But anyway,
yeah, 4Kids doesn't want you to see this Pokemon movie. You won't believe what this Pokemon grew up to look like.
Pokemon number 7, left be shocked. But I can't remember how it's another ring thing, but somehow, some way, like, Sonic throws a ring, or someone throws a ring.
James Marsden throws
the ring, and Sonic does the homing attack.
That's right.
And knocks Eggman to the mushroom planet that Sonic doesn't want to go to.
Yes. And this happens in the credits, but I'll go ahead and bring it up now. Like, we see Robotnik in the mushroom land with a shaved head, so he finally looks like Robotnik
with
always
a shaved
had.
head and the big bushy mustache.
The big bushy beard. And I remember hearing about Jim Carrey had shaved his head for the role, and it's like, man, you shaved your head for one scene of this movie?
It's not even
at least the Sonic fan film had Robotnik look like Robotnik the whole movie.
Like, what you do is the very first interaction between Sonic and Robotnik, where Sonic gets the upper hand, have Robotnik get electrocuted and all his hair fall out and his mustache look crazy.
Yes!
Or, and hear me out here,
we
don't need an origin for why he looks the way he does.
That's true, too.
Maybe he just looks that way.
He just looks like a weirdo,
Maybe we don't need an origin. Maybe he can just have a haircut.
Yeah.
That's
sorry. True, too.
No, that's it. And then the movie is virtually over. Everyone stays in Montana. And that's it.
Sonic.
God damn it. I just realized, just like all of the trailers Vern showed had babies, they're all origins.
Yeah, they are. I mean, what I needed was to learn why Mystery Incorporated got together. That's what I really...
To fight, spoiler alert, to fight Snidely Whiplash.
Ooh.
I know the Scooby-Doo movie. It's the start of the HBU, the Hanna-Barbera Cinematic Universe.
Yes, because at one point in the trailer, Shaggy and Scooby end up on the Blue Falcon's ship.
And also, it's going to have Tracy Morgan as Captain Caveman.
All right, movie.
All right,
Okay.
you won me over.
All right, movie. Can't wait for Fred Flintstone to meet Scooby-Doo. Oh.
Again.
Again.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I hate saying it because it's such a good movie, but like, man, fuck the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie for being so good. Because it's so good, everything's an origin story now. You know what I mean? Like,
that started the whole deal. Because that first, like Tim Burton Batman, not an origin movie. He's already Batman.
And you get the origin in a 30-second flashback at the very end of the movie, and that's all it needs.
Yep, and because Spider-Man 2002 whips so much ass, everyone has been doing it constantly since then.
And because also, like, 9/11 sure came up a lot, but, like, Spider-Man was the first movie to do well after 9/11, and that was, like, they thought, like, because of Spider-Man, movies are saved right now.
We were all free to laugh again, you know?
Yeah. And yes, because Saturday Night Live gave us the permission to laugh again.
They gave us permission to laugh again. You know, the Raw after 2011, the WWE Monday Night Raw after 9/11, it gave us permission to laugh again.
Yes.
I love when things take credit for reviving the country after 9/11. It's my favorite, like, subculture of entertainment.
And man, you know, like, I'm a big proponent of, like, cashing in your chips when the time is right, you know, going out in a blaze of, not like, you know, like, not living long enough to see yourself become the villain or whatever it is, but, like, man, if Rudy Giuliani had never stepped in front of a camera after that first SNL after 9/11, he would be remembered so much differently than he is now.
He'd be remembered as a great American hero instead of an absolute lunatic.
Really, really fucked the pooch on that. But back to Sonic. The Sonic ends up being adopted by James Marsden and his wife, and kind of becomes
and shooted in this clearly multi-bedroom home.
Yeah,
they put him in the attic, the uninsulated, un-air-conditioned attic.
And once again, like, movie logic dictates that, like, have a line in there that, like, they have a dog because they can't have kids or something like that. And Sonic, and, you know, and, like, Sonic misses, you know, doesn't have parents. Like, there's a gap there. Just build that gap. But that gap, you know, like, or just build that bridge. But that bridge is completely annihilated. It's not there at all. It's not annihilated because annihilated implies that it was once there.
Yeah,
they never laid out a blueprint for it.
It's like the weird gap I have with E.T., where the first act of the movie is about how the kid doesn't have a dad, that the dad is gone, and it's left this hole in the family that only E.T. can fill. So is E.T. supposed to be his dad?
He does.
Yeah.
Is E.T. supposed to fill the gap of his dad? Because he becomes like E.T.'s dad. But then E.T.'s the one that teaches him a lesson? So, like, is E.T. this kid's dad?
I think E.T.'s meant to be the childlike wonderment that Elliot lost due to the terror of divorce.
He's the human incarnate of penis breath.
Yes. E.T. just is a foreskin, right? Like, he's just all foreskin.
100%. Struck by lightning, the foreskin became corporeal. We did the mash. We did the monster mash. And Sonic is
I'm sorry. E.T. is actually E.T.'s monster. Dr. E.T. stitched a bunch of foreskins together. Created the E.T.'s monster.
On the E.T. ride at Universal, you go to E.T.'s home planet, and it's just like a big warehouse full of foreskins.
It's the mountain of foreskins from the Old Testament of the Bible.
It's Thursday. It's this, and a joke that's only for me and Forrest Wharton. It's the mountain of foreskins from Mark Twain and the Mystical Cave, the script I wrote about Mark Twain.
Coming soon.
I do not want to know the context because it will make me sad.
But to wrap it up, yes, we have a pair of mid-credit scenes. Of course,
Yes.
the origin of Eggman.
A trend I'm getting fucking sick of.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember, so this is another digression 2 hours into this podcast, but when I saw Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman with one friend and some friends' friends the other day, the credits started rolling and someone was like, we gotta stay for the mid-credit scene of The Gentleman. Like, legitimately. Like, looked at me and said those
God.
words. And I was like, no. No, I don't. I love leaving these fucking movies early. I love, like, people in a Marvel movie are like, where are you going? Like, there's another scene. I'm like, I don't care. See ya. Bye. I saw the movie. That's the part that I care about.
If they wanted us to include the movie, they'd put it before the credits.
I agree. The credits
Which is
have
why
rolled.
we now have fake credits.
Yeah, Jesus. But anyway, in the second post-credits thing, I was wrong. I had my money down wrong. Tails.
Same.
Miles
Yeah.
Tails Brower shows up, voiced by his voice actor from Sonic Boom. Rolls up, and you know what? Gotta say, looks a lot like Tails. That's a
Yeah.
good-looking Tails.
The spinning tails actually looked like normal. It didn't look bad.
Yeah, it wasn't some super realistic version of Tails' bizarre spinning tails.
As far as we know,
of the,
he has one asshole.
It's it's one of the few things this movie does do right and logical, in that in its setup for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it introduces a character that was introduced in Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing that they did like that's logical and feels right. I thought sure it would have been Knuckles. I thought sure it would, if not Knuckles, it would have been Shadow.
What if it was fucking Shadow? What if it was Silver the Hedgehog? What if it was Charmy the Bee? I mean, can you imagine?
So, as we round up this movie, now it's time to rate it out of 7 emeralds. How accurate does it feel as Sonic, and how good is it?
Who among us shall do first honors?
Kevin, you go ahead.
Okay. So, on these 2 grand scales, how is it on its own? 1 out of 7 Chaos Emeralds. A purely nothing, unenjoyable experience. And that 1 Chaos Emerald has Jim Carrey's face, like, emblazoned on it. Like, the only thing that kept me going through this movie was Jimbo. A nothing film. And to compare it to not a perfect film, but a film that was going for almost exactly the same thing. Detective Pikachu, which in every way blew this fucking movie out of the water. Just, I mean, in terms of bringing iconic video game characters to, quasi live action, in terms of introducing us to that world, being the first quote unquote live action version of this character, completely shot the bed. And again, Detective Pikachu, not a perfect film, but like they got the important things right. They made you feel like you were a part of this world, and Sonic completely fails to do that. As a piece of Sonic media, okay, I'm gonna do 2 stratas of this judgment, because as a piece of Sonic media, it's a very poor adaptation. Sonic does not feel like Sonic. There's almost none of the Sonic iconography beyond like the rings that are in it. It is not a good translation of any version of Sonic that we've seen before. However, as a translation of the long, proud history of the Sonic franchise of bungling what seems to be the most easy minor things and making them needlessly difficult, well, that's 7 Chaos Emeralds, baby. You did it. You fucking screwed that hog real good, and I commend you for not changing a lick, Sega baby. I love you.
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. There's and real quick, I gotta get this joke out of the way because this is the only opportunity I'll ever have to do it. In the movie world and filmmaking, there's a term called looping, and that's just like adding in, like doing your ADR, doing your voiceover, things like that. And during the end credits, it had the people who were responsible for that credited as loopers. And I thought it should have had Sonic in there because he runs through a loop. That terrible joke out of the way. And also, whenever we're done doing our reviews, I have a question for you guys, something I've been thinking about. But as a movie, y'all, I spent majority of January in the Philippines. I was there for 3 weeks with some extended family. Had a great time. But like anyone who's entertained guests before, you quickly run out of things that your home is known for. You can only take them to like Times Square so many times, and then you just like run out of things to do. And ultimately, there's just like those moments where just like we've got dinner reservations at 5. It's 3:00 right now. We have nothing to do. Someone put on a movie on Netflix. This Sonic the Hedgehog movie is the perfect movie for that. It's the perfect movie for like, we won't finish it. You may not even start it. You may walk in half an hour into it, but it's totally just like unoffensive and just like the perfect like, just put on FX until we have to leave movie. And Sonic the Hedgehog is perfect for that.
It is the new Now You See Me.
Yes. I would say it's a lowercase fine. It's a word fine, but in all lowercase. I guess it's as a movie on 1 out of 7 Chaos Emeralds. There were some moments that I thought were fine. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 Chaos Emeralds out of 7, maybe 3. As far as the Sonic adaptation goes, as Kevin said, like there's a lot of times where Sonic does not feel like Sonic. Robotnik does not feel like Robotnik. There's no Knuckle, or there's, like Knuckles is briefly seen with a mask over his face. We get Tails in a post-credit sequence. Apart from Rings and the Green Hill Zone music is played twice.
Including a sad piano cover.
There's a sad piano version of it. As a piece of Sonic media, the thing is, like, I'm not trying to be a fucking asshole, but just like, Kevin, you gave it the criteria of like, it shits the bed. And you're right, it shits the bed, but Sonic the Hedgehog and Sega, historically, they don't shit the bed. They spray diarrhea all over the bed. They fucking just slather the bed sheets with wet, runny diarrhea. And this is just like a poop that you thought was a fart shit the bed. There's the military is only in it for one scene. Sonic doesn't die, and he isn't brought back to life by the kiss of James Marsden's wife. Shadow, like, there's no time travel element. There's no, like, it's convoluted, but not in a messy Sonic way that it's endearing. No one has the Sonic the Hedgehog version of AIDS. So, like...
What?
Yeah, it's a thing. As a Sonic adaptation, I'm also going to give it 2 Chaos Emeralds out of 7.
Yeah, I'd give it. Vern, you pretty much covered my thoughts on it. Actually, like I'd give it a 3. It's watchable. It didn't make me angry.
Yeah.
It didn't. But it did. That's the thing. It like occasionally
not sustainably angry,
but it never bothered me like in a bad way. It left me feeling nothing. This could play like on, like you could play this at like 1 p.m. on like network TV, and no one would care. Like,
yeah,
this movie just left such a nothing feeling with me. Especially after venting about it over the past 2 hours, I'm like, the movie's gone from my mind.
And I will never think about it again.
And I won't think about it ever again. Until, especially when they release the sequel, that will not happen.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe straight to DVD, but most likely not.
Or straight to streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Netflix buys Paramount.
When Sega Vision comes out. And
we all get the Sega chip. We all get the blue chip.
When they bring back the Sega TV that they had for Sega Genesis or whatever. The only way to play Phantasy Star Online now or whatever.
Please.
Anyway, I give it 3 emeralds out of 7. Just nothing. It didn't bother me enough to actually hate it. And then as a Sonic adaptation, 2. Like the look for the most part kind of worked, but for the most part they didn't really feel like they let Sonic be Sonic or Eggman be Eggman.
Yeah.
Because they were afraid of scaring away the walk-ins, the people who oh, this movie, I don't know much about Sonic, but I'll give him a shot. Those 8 people all live in Montana.
This is really
those are the
their
only
movie.
people who don't know who Sonic is, at all.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I feel like as a Sonic adaptation, it's a very tame Sonic adaptation. If you're going to make a Sonic movie, the year after Sonic the Hedgehog 2 comes out, this is the one that you release. But Sonic is part of the cultural lexicon now.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a Sonic the Hedgehog movie now, you go all in with, you do a fully CG thing with all the critters.
Yeah.
And you do a thing where you do a season of Dragon Ball in a movie where it's we got to find all 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
Sonic racing against Shadow to get the Chaos Emeralds in time.
Right.
You do that. It's a movie for kids, but it also has the kids' gloves on.
Right. It doesn't let any of it come into itself.
So here's my question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
On the same scales as both in terms of as a movie and as an adaptation of what they are representing, I have this question for you guys. My whole life on the playground growing up was spent in a fierce battle, and you were on one of two sides. You were either Sega or you were Nintendo. And that's just what it was. You're either a Nintendo boy or a Sega boy. In terms of adaptations go, and in terms of adaptations and in terms of as standalone movies go, which is better, Sonic the Hedgehog or Super Mario Brothers the movie?
Oh, Mario, hands down.
It's
Mario.
easy.
Okay,
it's
that's
not
right.
even fucking close.
No competition.
And
movie tried something.
That
in
movie
both categories?
secretly
In both categories?
rules. Yeah, in all categories.
Okay.
I think it is a better adaptation of Mario than this movie is of Sonic. It also kind of secretly rules, not in a lot of ways that movies are traditionally good, but I find it very watchable. The design is not Mario, but is good. It is something.
Yeah,
it is
Got
anything.
incredible production design.
Yeah.
production
You got
design,
some fun, hammy performances from more than one cast member. It is Mario all the way, baby. Also, the first thing King Koopa does when he arrives on Earth is eliminate the Twin Towers. Not to evoke 9/11 another time, but that is the funniest part of that entire movie. Anyway.
Well, no,
do go on.
it's like in the 70s King Kong movie where the Twin Towers are the mark of man's hubris.
Yeah.
And then the teaser trailer for the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie shows a helicopter in a giant web that has been cast between the two twin towers.
And
That is a real thing.
And it was beautiful. So I think we're done. I think we've more than exhausted this real wet turd of a movie that came out
This review is longer than the actual movie.
by a good clip, by a not insignificant amount of time. So good job, boys. We did it.
We did it. You can follow Kevin and I on Just Another Night. You can catch Vern, Kevin, and I on Puffin Publishing Podcast. And Kevin and Vern, what do you guys got going on?
There's the things you mentioned. You can also follow my writings, tvskevin.substack.com, patreon.com/tvskevin to support everything. And everyone stay subscribed to this, because though our time with Sonic is done for now, I have decided to cover all of the Fast and Furious movies, which I'm sure will be a joyous experience. I have never seen a dang lick of them, so this will be exciting.
And Justin mentioned Puffin. While you're in that feed, check out Kevin and I's new podcast where we just shoot the shit and do bits and talk about our own emotional baggage. Once you're out of the first two episodes, it gets more fun. Not that the first two episodes aren't fun, but we talk about not skeletons in our closet and traumas that we've experienced. Cavern's a fun time. It comes out. There's 2 episodes a month, so check that out. I've got some things. They're not cooking yet, but I've got all the ingredients laid out for them. I'm gonna start working on those things. So if you're interested in me and what I do, follow me on Instagram. I'm at Varnio. You'll see whenever anything happens or whenever things start happening, you'll see it there. But yeah, I can't think of anything other than that. You can catch me on the last episode of Sonic the Hedgehog, or one of the last ones. Before we wrap things up, y'all, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. As I said earlier, I really enjoy Hedgepod.
Thank you.
My friend Kevin, in either an act of friendship or an act of aggression, paid for tickets for me to see Sonic the Hedgehog. He sent me enough money for me and my wife to go see it.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I'm so glad.
My wife and I both saw Sonic the Hedgehog. One of the good things to come out of this experience, apart from recording with my 2 friends, is I get to review movie theaters. So I got to go to a new movie theater I've not been to yet and review that one for my Instagram. But yeah, I appreciate Kevin for making that happen, and I appreciate Kevin and Justin for making this happen. It's been a lot of fun. This has been more fun than the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, than watching it. It's been more fun than playing any of the Sonic Hedgehog games. And I won't get too into it, but I did play through Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine before going to see the Sonic movie, because those are the Sonic games available on the Sega Genesis Mini. But this was a fun time for me, so I appreciate you guys having me on.
Always happy to have you on, Vern.
A pleasure indeed.
Folks, thanks for joining Kevin and I across this multi-zone trek.
This Mobiez strip of Sonic media. And stay tuned next week for a little bonus where we did a reading of some erotic Sonic fan fiction.
Oh, hell yeah.
So grab that ring, everybody. We'll see you, I don't know, maybe later this year, early next year, when we look at some more Sonic shit.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.